Very good morning to one and all. Today we'll start with the module number 3, which is based on 2G technologies. In this lecture, we introduce the concept of GSM signaling protocol architecture. Lecture number 18. Before going to this lecture, session outline of this lecture, we take a review of previous lecture. In previous lecture, we briefly described about the introduction of what is my GSM, history, overview around the world, statistical analysis, and the GSM network architecture. So everyone can understand the terms which is related to the GSM architecture and what are the functions to relate each subsystem in previous lecture. Today I am going to discuss about the GSM protocol architecture. In this lecture we introduce how the data will be transferred from mobile station to the BSS to MSC or NSS, or from NSS to another network or OMC. So let us start. So GSM signal protocol architecture, if we observe, this is the first layer which is called as a physical layer, which is in the form of radio channels, then data link layer, and upper layer is called as a signaling layer. And here the different stations will be consist mobile station, that is BTS, base transceiver station, then base station controller, and mobile service switching center. Now how the data will be transmitted from MS to the MSC? There is some protocol which is to be followed. So whenever we transmit a data from one layer to another layer, there is a 7-layer OSI model or there is a 4-layer TCP/IP protocol model. Protocol means which follows some set of rules how the communication take place between two devices. So protocol in the link layer, the GSM signal protocol architecture provides a specific functions. So GSM signal protocol architecture defines some functions which is to be very important. So this GSM signal protocol structure is consist of radio resource management, mobility management, connection management, and mobile application part, that is MAP and BTS management. So we can see one by one. First one is a radio resource management. So in this radio resource management, here is a contains in signaling layer. This is second layer which is data link layer, and first layer is called as your physical layer. So kindly remember, the GSM signaling protocol architecture consists in signaling layer. So what are the functions of radio resource management or RR layer? So radio resource management is connected with the management of RR session, which the time that a mobile is in dedicated mode, as well as the configuration of radio channels. So in addition, radio resource management layer manages power control, discontinuous transmission and precision, and handovers. So these are the functions which is carried out by the radio resource management or layer. So what are the 4 types of handovers which is supported by the RR layer or radio resource management? First one is a switching channel in the same cell, then switching cell under the control of same base station controller, that is BSC, switching the cell under the control of different BSC but belong to the same mobile service switching center, switching cell under the control of different MSC. So these are the 4 types of handovers where can be handled by the RR management. Then control channels used in ideal mode mobile to exchange the signaling information required changing the dedicated mode. So control channels, basically which type of control channels will be used, that is broadcast control channel, and second one is a frequency correction channel. So here the mobiles in dedicated mode monitor the surrounding base station for handover and another information. The control channels including broadcast control channel, the main purpose of this channel base station identification, broadcast and frequency allocation. Then frequency correction channel. The frequency correction channels here and synchronization channels are used for the synchronization purpose and physical layer definitions, means in terms of time slot, bus format or time. Then random access channels. So random access channels used by the mobile to request to access the network. Then paging channel is used for the locating for the mobile user. Then access grant channel is used to obtain the dedicated channel following request, that is random assessment channel. So these channels are supported to the RR management. Then mobility management. This is the second part of signaling layer protocol architecture. So mobility management, what is the function of this mobility management? Manage the problems that arise from mobile of the subscriber. In GSM, a group of neighbor cell group in a one location area and subscribe the updates its position when moving from one location area to the another. The paging is done only the current location area. This saves the bandwidth and unnecessary paging. The only question, what division of cell location area is optimal. So there are the various algorithms solving this problem, mostly on the basis of statistical data analysis. And this type of data is very helpful when the crime will happen with the help of CDR data. CDR means call record data. Now then we go to the next, connection management layer. This is a subpart of your signaling layer. This layer is basis on the application layer with respect to another layers. Example, an incoming mobile termination call directed by the gateway, that is GMSC. GMSC is basically a switch which able to interrogate the subscriber, and HLR. HLR stands for the home location resistance to obtain the routing information. The routing information is written to the GSM in mobile station roaming number, and MSR is related to the geographical number plan and not assigned to the subscriber. To obtain the subscriber, the mobile station roaming number, subscriber HLR have query subscriber in current PLR. So this is the function of connection management. Then we go to the fourth part, that is BASSP. BASS stands for BSS mobile application part. Is further subdivided into two separate subgroups, DATP and BSS MAP. So here in case the point-to-point calls, the BSS SAP use one signaling connection per active mobile station having one and more active transaction transfer 3-layer message. In case a voice group of or broadcast call, there is always a one connection cell divided into a call, one additional connection per BSS. So transmission of layer 3 messages. So the main function of this, when point-to-point calls are arranged, that time this BSS user function is provided, and it is also used when one and more transactions is required from layer 3 message. That is, layer 3 message is nothing but your signaling layer. Okay. Now then we go to the again BSS direct transfer application subpart. So DATP stand for direct transfer application subpart, is also called as GSM3 layer, is used to transfer the message between MSC to the mobile station, and the layer information is message is not interrupted by the base transceiver station base station subsystem, with description of 3-layer protocol for mobile station between the mobile switching center information exchange are contained in the series of GSM technical specification. So mostly this type of question will be asked in MCQ. So to me remember where the GSM technical specification will be defined. There is a layer 3 protocol and it is exchange between only mobile station to the mobile switching center. Then base station subsystem management applications of part 2 support the another procedure between MSC to the base station subsystem related to the MSC like resource management, handover control or cell within a base station subsystem or to whole BSS. The description of layer 3 protocol on base station subsystem mobile application part, the information is exchanged contained in the recommendation of GSM. So this is the function of base station subsystem application part. Then a distribution function located base station subsystem application part, which is a reflected the protocol specification by the layer 3 header in perform the discrimination between the data and related to the two subparts. So here we observe this is the how the data will be exchanged by mobile station to the base transceiver station, then base transceiver station to the base station controller and mobile application service switching center. There is an interface between each layer. So there is a standard radio interface, there is a ABIS interface and the base station to the controller mobile switching center, that is A interface. Then base station subsystem application part message include in following fields: discrimination, distribution between the two sub protocols, that is base station subsystem management application part and direct data application part. Then DL CI, only the DATP used in MSC to BSS message indicate the type of origination of data link connection over the radio interface. Length, the subsequent of layer 3 message parameter, that is length. Then BSS management application part support all the procedure between MSC to the BSC that require interpretation and processing of information related to the single call, and resource management of the base station subsystem management application part procedure result in or trigger by the radio resource management message. Then message type of BSS, one octal field defining the message type. This is mandatory field uniquely define the function and format of each BSS message. So this is the BSS message type, information and BSS structure. Information element. So each information element has identified which the coded or single octal. The length of information element may be fixed or variable and may not be included in the length of the indicator. So in this lecture we are introduced the concept of signaling protocol architecture of GSM, their various parts and functions of the each and every layer. So we can stop here. Thank you.